Hi, let's talk about keto. Um, I just started keto. Let's see, today is Sunday. I just had a nice swim. It's a beautiful day. And, okay, so Sunday, I started keto on Friday. Actually, obviously not this Friday, but the Friday before that. So that was a fast day. I fasted on Friday, keto on Thursday, and following, and then on Wednesdays and Fridays I fast. But for years I was never able to fast. Well, now the Lord has given me the grace. I know it's a grace from God that I can fast on Wednesdays and Fridays now, and I'm really grateful for that. Well, weird thing happened. Because it was a grace from the Lord, it was easy. I found it pretty much easy, which is a grace from the Lord, because I've been a slave to sugar for my life, really. For most of my life, I've been a slave. And I realized, and through fasting, I believe, though it's only been a few days of fasting, it's still the Lord. You can kind of get your teachings a little bit. I believe my teachings that the Lord wants to give me will be a lot clearer, but I really got this insight that I've been a literal slave, just a slave. And it was to the point so bad. It was to the point where it's embarrassing, but if I just saw something on TV, somebody eating something, instantly I wanted that thing they were having, like instantly I wanted to have that. What kind of puppet is that? Like, ooh, let me just show Colleen this, and she's gonna want it, and she's gonna probably do everything she can to go out and get it. That's sick. That is so sick, but that's how bad I was. And so to have the grace to fast, which is what I've wanted to do, because really our Blessed Mother has asked us to fast on Wednesdays and Fridays, because prayer and fasting is incredibly powerful. So what happened was, I was fasting Friday, and I happened to see who I love, Dr. Berg. I love Dr. Berg. I was watching one of his videos on, hi guys, there's some people I just met. I was watching a Dr. Berg video on Friday afternoon, and he was just saying, listen, why don't you try some lemon and some ginger to help prolong your fast? You just put it in your water. But what he was doing was, he was, soaking a piece of ginger and then putting it through a cheesecloth. However he does it, you can check out that video. But so I did it. But what I had was in the freezer. I remembered in the freezer I had these things that are meant, I think, for cooking. It's a little tray, almost like an ice cube tray, with pieces of ginger in it. Tiny little squares of ginger. And I hadn't used it in months. So I hadn't used it ever, I don't think. So I went and grabbed it out of the freezer, and I put a couple of those little chunks into my water, just floating in the water. Because I figured they'd stay self-contained and I would just have the water, right? And I put some lemon juice from the bottle, we do have a couple of bottles of lemon juice from Costco. So anyway, I was drinking that, and all of a sudden later, like pretty late into Friday night, I realized I had like a little tiny piece of that ginger stuck in I don't know how things get stuck right about here in your throat. Well, I coughed and I, hacked and tried to get it out. I tried water. I tried a cup of, my husband made me a big cup of chamomile tea. I figured that would melt it. And I think it did melt it some, and that helped. But I had to eat something to get it down. And I was just, that's disappointing. I didn't want to do that. I was fasting. I did not want to eat something. But it was just about midnight, a few minutes to midnight. So I had made it through the Friday, for my fast for the Lord. So, but as far as my body was concerned, I didn't want to be putting food in my body just before I went to bed and everything. And it didn't feel right to have to do that, but I was like, I have to get this thing out. I have to swallow something to dislodge it, because it was starting to burn. And it had been burning. It started burning and burning and burning for about an hour, because it's ginger and it was stuck somewhere and it was burning. So I just went and I downed some heavy cream. Didn't take care of it. I was hoping that would take care of it. It didn't. So I literally just had a few pieces of pepperoni, and I thought it was kind of better. But it was still there, so I chewed on some celery. And I wish I'd thought of the celery before the pepperoni. But anyway, my stomach was upset, and I couldn't sleep that night. And it's just a weird thing, so I don't know. It's a crazy thing, but ever since then, it's been weird. My stomach's felt weird. Had acid. I went to my sister's, and we had I had salad and a burger without any, without any bread or anything. But I ate too many. I brought with me some dry roasted salted peanuts, and I ate too many of those. And I ate some pork rinds, which are so greasy, but when people are eating chips, you know what I mean? You can grab some pork rinds, because that's about the only crunchy thing that I know of. If you guys know of anything else for keto, this is what I have to find out. What can I have on hand, you know? But they had a birthday cake, and I didn't eat any of that. But I wish I'd thought of at the moment that I could have some xylitol gum to have that sweetness in my mouth. But I didn't think of that at the moment. So I had a pork rind. I'm like, this does not do it when you want cake. So, afterwards, later, I had some of my xylitol gum, which I'm happy to have any thoughts about that as well, particularly with autophagy, xylitol gum. Okay, so that's what happened, and now I've been having heartburn and feeling miserable, and people, that you have to lay on your left side after you, say you eat kind of late, you have to lay on your left side for your stomach to empty. Well, I didn't eat really late, except I did have some peanuts past my eating time. I should have stopped eating around 6, and that's when they served dinner. So that worked out okay. I did do the intermittent fasting and everything. Why did I feel so crappy yesterday? Because I didn't eat anything. I guess maybe having too many of those nuts and the cherry, I forget what you call that, the pig skins. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm just trying, and I'm having heartburn. And all the night before, I had to lay on my left side. And all last night, I had to stay on my left side for the whole night. If I turned on my right side, I'd have horrible acid reflux. Today's Sunday. I wanted to fast today. Really, I did, because my stomach feels so messed up. But you're not supposed to fast on a Sunday. But also, I'll tell you what. I need the creaminess of some cream. So I went out and I got an iced coffee with cream, and people were swimming, and went for a swim. So I really enjoyed that. It was I love high tide. A lot of the beaches right now, all it is resident parking only. So I'm literally swimming in the harbor, basically. Okay, so I'm kind of rambling here, so I'm gonna just keep plugging away. I really would love any recipes, any keto recipes you could share with me, because I'm so new to this, and I'd love anything I'd love cheesecake. Is there keto cheesecake? I guess there is, you would probably use xylitol or something, but you'd have to make your own. I don't want to really have to make my own. That's the problem. You have to make your own. All right, guys. Take care. I'd love to know things you can get at the store that are pudding. I'm serious. This is crazy, because by the grace of God, I was past all that, past thinking about sugary stuff. I haven't been having any sugar, but you do have to be so careful about hidden sugars. But all this acid makes me want creamy stuff, and that's a big problem with my weight. Has been I've had acid reflux, and then I'd go and get a frap. You know what I mean? Always something like that would be the only thing to put the fire out. So this isn't fun, really. I want to be able to sleep and be able to go from side to side because of knees hurting and things like that. I can't just stay on one side. It hurts. All right, guys. Take care. God bless.